which happened last night. His wife, the Vanessa Bryant, gave a moving tribute at the Staples Arena last night during that memorial.
Kobe was known as a fierce competitor on the basketball court, the greatest of all time, a writer, an Oscar winner, and the Black Mamba. But to me, he was Kobe, my boo-boo, my baby, my papi chulo. I couldn't see him as a celebrity, nor just an incredible basketball player. He was my sweet husband and the beautiful father of our children. He was my everything. Babe, you take care of our Gigi. And I got Nani, Bibi, and Coco. We're still the best team. We love and miss you, Boo-Boo and Gigi. May you both rest in peace and have fun in heaven until we meet again one day.
Yeah, so that was Vanessa Bryant. A very moving tribute. Yeah. And she has since stated that she's going to sue the flight operator, on which her husband and Gianna died. Said the flight operators were careless because they didn't maintain the flights. That's the reason why they crashed.
Okay, so that has been established. And it was quite a moving memorial yesterday for Kobe Bryant. May their souls rest in perfect peace. There's more news when you log on to myjoyonline.com. That's it for the midday news. I am Memefa Pau. Thanks so much for your company.
What kind of phone is this? Hey, Joe, enjoy the coloring to have a brand new year. Chance not for you. Go be upgraded. Shesuna dial *120*1#. Nabeka MTN Rizzo level program. Hey, free and yakopim. Every busumi na ye. Udia kosuna use with MTN number no. Do more. Now wait me a winnie. One of the 20,000 iPro Amber 5S phones. Cafe door. Bob come up. Test it. Now for Chama Monica ho. Agbena. Kaise ubechenu rintono. Samosaka wa iPro Amber 5S phone. MTN Rizzo level promo. New year, new phone, new ringtone. We are good together. We're there for you everywhere you go.
It's a new day. Are you ready to make a change? A new partner to journey your way, to explore the things you never imagined. You're ahead of the race. Service committed to you. A partner for life, yeah. No matter the problem, we'll brighten your day, transform your life now. Cowbank, forward together.
Cowbank, forward together.
Tell me, will it hurt? When your bumper crumbles, your headlights shatter, and your engine block is driven backwards, crushing every single bone in your legs, will it hurt? When your steering wheel squashes your chest and your lungs are punctured by the sharp ends of your own broken ribs, will it hurt? When your head snaps forward and smashes into the dashboard, forcing several tiny shards of fractured skull into your brain, will it hurt? When your child flies through the windshield, bouncing several times on the hard asphalted road and comes to rest in a broken heap just before the somersaulting vehicle lands on their crushed body, will it hurt? When your body is mutilated permanently, when your victims' lives are shattered irreparably, when your family is bereaved tragically, tell me, will it hurt? Road accidents kill thousands of Ghanaians each year, and all these deaths are avoidable. When we act irresponsibly on our roads, we don't just jeopardize our own lives, but those around us and those at home waiting for us. So ask yourself, will you make it home tonight? Because if you don't, trust me, it will hurt. Be a safe driver. Be a responsible passenger. Look out for yourselves and each other. Arrive alive. Arrive Alive is a Joy Road Safety campaign.
Media Group Limited, in partnership with SES, KNET and WillowAfric.com's e-learning project Willow TV, presents Joy Learning, a channel dedicated to providing educational content for all levels. The channel launches with a special focus on senior high school educational content because we believe in nourishing the minds of the future generation. Joy Learning is providing equal access to education, no matter whom you are and where you are in Ghana. Joy Learning collaborates with SES, KNET and Willow TV to deliver a new learning experience. Study with Ghana's top teachers and lecturers on the Joy Learning channel, so individuals, senior high schools, community centers and libraries get your multi-TV digibox now. Joy Learning. Keep learning.
Get ready for more explosive fun on your favorite late afternoon radio show, Drive Time on Joy. Yo, 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 yo. My name is Lexus Bale. Join me every weekday from 2 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Let's jam to great tunes, have great laughs, and win loads of goodies. Every Friday, you stand a chance of winning an all-expenses paid hangout at an exclusive location with 4 of your friends on our Drive Parties Party. Explore G8 will take you around Ghana to see amazing sights. Plus, let's have intriguing travel conversations on our travel series every Thursday. Every Wednesday, the Drive Doctor comes with good health education. Your favorite role models and public figures will share their inspirational stories on Personality Profile every Thursday. And your favorite celebrities will pull through on Behind the Fame every Monday. You know where your dial should be locked every afternoon. Drive Time on Joy with Lexus Bale.
Bringing hope to many around the globe, transforming lives into legacies. Living Word with Pastor Mensa Otabil. And now, today's word.
I am speaking today on part 2 of my message, Approve the Things That Are Excellent. This is part 2 of Approve the Things That Are Excellent. We looked at the fact last week that for us to approve of things, they have to be excellent. And for us to approve of things that are excellent, we must be able to discern and have knowledge to make the right discernment. We must be able to distinguish and be able to differentiate between things that are presented to us. There are 2 statements I want to make before we read the text. The first is that God approves of things that meet his requirements. God approves of things that meet his requirements. God doesn't just approve of anything we do. He doesn't approve of something because you had good intentions. He doesn't approve of something because you like it. He doesn't approve of something because you invested so much time in it. He approves of things because they meet his requirements. And sometimes, even as parents, we feel that the way to show love to our children is to approve of everything that they do. And sometimes parents fall into that danger. So a child behaves any way, they have to approve it. And sometimes you can go to a place where your child is really, really misbehaving, but parents feel they have to approve and encourage them. Because if you tell the child no, you are probably going to discourage them. But one of the ways to show love to people is to let them know what you approve of and what you disapprove of. And so in the Bible, you find that God approves of the things that meet his requirement. He didn't approve of what Adam and Eve did when they ate of the fruit that was forbidden. He didn't approve of Cain's offering. He approved of Abel's offering. So God doesn't just approve of everything. He approves of things that meet his requirements. The second statement I want to make is that when God approves or disapproves of a thing, he expresses it. He doesn't keep his opinion to himself. When he approves of something, he makes it known. When he disapproves, he makes it known. He made Adam and Eve know that he disapproved of what they had done. He made Abel know that he approved of his offering, and he made Cain know that he disapproved of his offering. So when God approves of something, he expresses it. He doesn't keep it secret. So today we're going to look at two instances when God showed approval for something that he has instructed his people to do. And they are both in the Old Testament. They are both related to the worship of God. And both of them speak to the sanctuary or the temple or the tabernacle, the place of worship related to God. So we're going to look at the tabernacle of Moses, and then we'll look at the temple of Solomon and see God's approval system. So the first one we'll look at today is the tabernacle of Moses. The tabernacle of Moses. We call it the tabernacle of Moses because God instructed Moses to build it. It wasn't for Moses, but he was the one instructed to build it, so we call it the tabernacle of Moses. It is the temporary building or tent that was built by Israel when they were in the wilderness right after Mount Sinai. And it was with them unto the promised land until they built a temple for him. It's called the tabernacle of Moses. The tabernacle of Moses went through different phases, and I will look at four phases of God's dealings with Israel concerning the tabernacle of Moses. The first one we'll look at is the commissioning of the tabernacle. Commissioning of the tabernacle. When God showed the pattern to Moses, and the reference is in Exodus chapter 25, verse 8 to 9. Exodus 25, verse 8 to 9. And this is what God said to Moses. And let them make me a sanctuary, that I may dwell among them, according to all that I show you. That is the pattern of the tabernacle and the pattern of all its furnishings. Just so you shall make it. Then Exodus, same 25, verse 40. And this is very important. See to it that you make them according to the pattern which was shown you on the mountain. This is God commissioning the building of a tabernacle where the people will worship him. This is not the people building their own sitting room or building their own bedroom. This is they're building a place to worship God. So it's not dependent on what the people like. It depends on what God likes. So God calls Moses and he tells Moses what he's supposed to do. And the Bible says, God says to him that you do it according to the pattern which was shown to you. I want you to take note of the word pattern. The word pattern means a unique form or likeness. So God showed Moses what he wanted Moses to lead the people to build. He didn't show the pattern to anyone else. He showed it only to Moses. He gave the vision to Moses. This is it. This is the pattern. And then gave Moses strict instructions in written form as to how that building should be built. And I want you to note the instruction that God gives to him. He says, make it according to the pattern shown you. Make it according to the pattern shown you. That means there's zero tolerance for deviation. They couldn't substitute materials. They couldn't substitute processes. They had to do it exactly as God said it should be done. You don't improvise when you're supposed to follow a pattern. When there's a clear pattern, you don't improvise. You don't make mistakes and call it a new style. So God says to Moses, do it exactly. Everybody say exactly. In other words, if something is to be made of gold, you don't make it of bronze or brass. If something is to be made of wood, you don't make it of metal. If something must be made of ram's hair, you don't use sheep's hair. You have to do it exactly. If something's supposed to be indigo, it is indigo, not sea blue. God says you do it exactly according to the pattern that is shown to you. There is something very interesting here, because a defect in any manufacturing process can cause disaster. Sometimes in the manufacturing of a car, there can be a defect in the braking system, in the airbags, and sometimes a car company can recall whole batch of cars, 20,000 cars that have been sold because a defect has been noticed. There was a time that there was a problem with Toyota cars because the car would just speed without people stepping on the accelerator. And people were getting all kinds of accidents and crashes. So Toyota had to recall all those vehicles. Why? Because in the process of manufacturing, somebody did not do it according to the pattern. So God says to Moses, this is not for you to be creative. This is for you to follow the pattern. Because if you mix one part of this system, then something that is supposed to worship me may end up worshiping the devil. Because you mixed up something in the wrong way. You do it exactly according to the pattern. Exactly. The second thing I want you to note about the building of this is the implementation process. There is commissioning. God says, do it according to the pattern. Then there is implementation. God chooses the craftsmen to do the work. Exodus 31, verse 1 to 5. God says to Moses, I've called Bezalel, the son of Uri. I'll fill them with the Spirit of God. I'll fill them with wisdom to design artistic works, to work in gold, to know how to cut jewels, and so on and so forth. So Moses sees the pattern, but Moses is not the one who is going to execute the process or the project. He knows what must be done, but the people with the technical skill are different. And the Bible says God chose people who are spirit-filled, who are wise and technically skilled. They are spirit-filled, they are wise, technically skilled. Now, if you read the passage, the skill sets was very wide. People who could do so many things because there's so many little parts to come together to make the tabernacle. And these people have the technical skill to do it, but they don't have the pattern. Moses has the pattern, he doesn't have the technical skill. And then there are people with the technical skill, but they don't have the pattern. So there has to be cooperation between Moses and the people with technical skill. And although the Bible doesn't say clearly, I can imagine the number of times they quarreled. Because the technical people would come and design something that is flashy and flamboyant, and they come bring it to Moses and say, oh, wow, this is the best in the industry we've done. And Moses says, but that's not what I saw. That's not the pattern. So go and change it. They say, well, Moses, you don't understand. In the industry, that's how it's done. Moses says, well, but that's not what God showed me. You have to learn to do it the way it has been showed me, but not the way you want to interpret it. So there will be a lot of back and forth between Moses, who has the pattern, and the people who are implementing it. A lot of shouting, a lot of screaming probably. Many times that Moses rejected the work that they had done, but they worked on. And after some time, they presented everything they have done to Moses. Remember, Moses has the pattern. The people have the skills. So the third thing that you see here is the appraisal system. Moses, after they have finished the work, assesses the work of the craftsmen. He assesses them. Exodus chapter 39, verse 42 to 43. According to all that the Lord had commanded Moses,